あなたのために日本の輸入ビデオゲームの楽しみな時間 bn-game.com
Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're here doing another episode of Region Locked. Today we're playing Battle Construction Vehicles for the PlayStation 2. This game is actually, there is an English version of this game, I want to be honest, but it's only in PAL region, and
it's a bunch of Australians.
Believe me, I could see why.
And if if I had a PAL region PS2 and a PAL region television, or a converter or something, I guess we could do that, but I think I like the Japanese version better anyway.
It stays truer to the roots,
yeah.
the emotional roots.
That's true. Which we'll see soon, actually. So, Battle Construction Vehicles is exactly that. You fight with construction equipment, and I've tried to do some research on the reasoning behind it.
Does there need to be a reason? It's Japan. Yeah. You don't need a reason.
I've mentioned this multiple times in this series and pretty much any other video that's had a game of Japanese origin. That there's an innovation there and a thought process that we don't have here in the West.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
That is. I want that here.
And I completely respect the developers' attempt at this game.
Yeah.
But it's
the technical overcomings are.
It's kind of terrible.
Are a little shortfall.
Well, yeah, because I mean the whole style of this is really just kind of a ridiculous battle manga.
That's what's great about it. It's
those are some of my favorites.
It's like Initial D with cranes.
Didn't I? I told him it's like Initial D. He's like, no. He's like, this is not Initial D.
It's like a silly Initial D with yes, it is.
No.
It's like, let me just drift this train.
So you basically, there's a story mode which is it's very light. For the most part, you go around fighting different people who have insulted you, I guess, based on what I've seen.
And you just decide to kick their ass in construction equipment. And
once you beat them, they become your friend, for the most part.
Because they respect you.
Is this what they mean when they became disgruntled?
Yes.
And you have 3 attack buttons, square, triangle, circles. Square and circle are supposed to allow whatever vehicle you're in to attempt to attack something that might be on the left or right of you. And triangle is designed to attack forward. Different vehicles have different attacks. Cranes swing their cranes. Bulldozers will just ram you in different directions. And you can hold and charge them to do these attacks, as you can see there. And X is your block, where you get these steel girders out of nowhere.
Pretty realistic.
And what you're seeing here is pretty much all you do the entire game.
Yeah.
And another thing is, like, the controls, you would think in some games, like Street Fighter, when you switch sides of the screen, the controls reverse. No matter where you are on the plane or the axis, the controls stay exactly the same.
I think I should also mention that you roll around with the D-pad. There's no analog support, even though PS2, all PS2 controllers came with analog.
In its defense, you did mention that it was one of the first PS2 games to ever come out.
That's true. It was one of the first PS2 games, and it was also only the third to have a DVD.
I was gonna say it would be a little more acceptable if this was on PS1 and it didn't have analog support, but PS2, I mean, really?
No, I agree.
And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me here, this feels like it was intended to be on the PS1 and they just so happened to bring it out on the PS2. Doesn't it feel like that?
I wouldn't doubt it, yeah.
It's possible.
I mean, of course we have no confirmation, but it feels...
This is the only reason I really own this game.
Yeah, the kendo crane.
The specials that happen, like right here, like all of a sudden
I like how you're backwards and then all of a sudden.
And I think it locks your position where you were anyways now, yeah.
I should mention the idea is, it's obvious. You destroy the other vehicle. And the percentages on the bottom corners represent your health. Once you hit 100%, your vehicle is destroyed. That little rope thing is a tension meter. When that rope snaps after being attacked so many times, there's no real percentage where that happens. It just happens as you're being pushed and attacked. Once that breaks, that'll enable you to go into your special mode, and then the special mode takes, I would say, 45% of the health of the other vehicle, and here I have one. And, yeah. And there is completely animated sequences, that's why it's on a DVD. Like I said, it's the third only PS2 game at the time. They have a DVD, and you get gems like this. I don't know what they're saying.
Roughly translated, I'm pretty sure he's telling him that he admires him as a friend.
No, I think he's saying that it's his father.
I don't want to
there's,
Shit.
speechless is pretty much, yeah. But you know,
This is actually pretty typical.
I don't know why
honestly,
these are these random things.
It's a style.
Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, that's why this would be kind of a gag.
Yeah.
In a gag.
And I like that. That's
Yeah,
okay
no,
in my
that's
book.
definitely a better reason to own the game. Here I'm using a crane, and I'll be honest with you, the bulldozers are better than the cranes. The cranes are a pain in the ass.
Well, the cranes, the only thing that the cranes have is that they do have the long reach, and that's really good for... let's be honest.
It's good if you could stay out in the open, because if
Yeah.
you get cornered, then it's like,
This is one of those games where once you get cornered, you're fucked. Is almost basically what it comes down to. Although it can really turn on a dime because of the fact that the combos, the super combos, do almost 50% damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know. We didn't really play around with the options. I'm sure there's a way to turn that down. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, no, because like the first round I played, the guy got me down, like the computer got me down to like 42% damage.
Yeah.
I did the combo the finisher move once, and it boosted him to 47.
Yeah,
and
that's
then the clock
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it just kind of. And then it was kind of, another thing is like it has that sand pit right there, which, I mean, in my second match, he got stuck in there. And then he was in there for most of the match, but then I got stuck in there, and it would not let me out. And yet, I was in a bulldozer, and he was in a crane.
They're actually different obstacles. Like when there's towards the end of this video, we have left a bunch of multiplayer matches, and basically, most of the obstacles will damage the opponent. So there's like a steam pipe that can just rapidly destroy something if you hit it and don't move your thing. You can throw objects if you hit them, but the collision detection is terrible. There's a little house, like one of the construction supervisor house. When you open that up, a bunch of jackhammers start attacking whoever destroyed the building. It's kind of like I don't know. You don't want to destroy it, basically.
It's part of the gag. It's part of the gag.
And when you see that, it's like energy coming off of it, that little yellow thing, that's
the caution sign.
But like I said,
this is pretty great.
That is reason enough to own this game. I guess I should talk about price. Well, it varies. It fluctuates rapidly. I'm assuming if you're in the PAL territories, this is probably in the bargain bin somewhere.
That depends.
Their version of the bargain bin.
Their version of the bargain bin, where we've heard Australians say that they play $120 US
for a new game.
For a new game, typically. Who knows what bargain bin is for them?
Yeah. As far as this Japanese copies range. They fluctuate from $25 to $40 depending. I actually got this one brand new. This one was never played before. Most of the Japanese games we collect are used on some level. But I was lucky enough to get my hands on a brand new one. Would I recommend it to anybody? Only if you have to have the same mindset like me.
You have to be very open-minded, and the it's not that it's a bad game; it's that it's a stiff game. Would you say?
I would say that the only people who should even consider buying this game is if you have an affinity for weird games. If you have
if you're a Japanese fan,
if you're a fan of Japanese type humor, you can find it cheap.
And if you could play it.
If you have a Japanese PS2 or PS3 with backwards compatibility. It's not something for somebody.
It's not a casual.
It's not even for fighting game fans.
No,
to be honest. Here's And you have to have the female female love interest has to be kidnapped, and then you have the creepy
taking
old
her
guy.
to another goddamn castle.
So we're gonna leave you off here with some multiplayer footage. Me and Marco, I'm first player, Marco I'm second. I've unlocked most of the characters, as you'll see at the screen here, and to give you a pretty good idea of what multiplayer matches are like, because when you get a human opponent, it's just a lot of rubbing.
To say the least.
Yes. So running and chasing and rubbing.
A lot of rubbing.
Rubbing.
You have a lot of chafing at the end of it.
Yes. All right, everyone. Well, that was Battle Construction Vehicles for the PlayStation 2. This is the Japanese version. If you are in PAL territories, you do have a localized version that was translated to English. I think we've already mentioned what we would recommend it and the price point.
Or you can send it to us.
Yeah, there's not a lot of video on YouTube about this either, so kind of feel this is a pretty good benchmark for what to be looking for and expecting for this game, especially if you have any interest in it at all. But quirky, to say the least. Please subscribe and let us know what you think. Thank you.
ちょっとはダイエットになったかしら。
金剛隼人、足立がいた。 しいぜよ。これでしまいじゃ。てっちりしびれるぜ。くらえ。プレイヤーに勝利。まあ俺が強すぎるだけじゃき、そう落ち込みなや。
十文字綾、
壇の浦和清。重機勝負開始。
見てみるかい、私の舞を。見てみるかい、私の舞を。勝利。は、その程度かい。